I will now demonstrate the use of G-1 and G-2 for embryo culture. Prepare micro droplet dishes for the washing and culture of embryos with G1+. Use 50 microliters of the G1+ to prepare your micro droplet dishes. You can culture up to 5 embryos in each of these droplets. Alternatively, if you use the micro droplet dish from Vitrolife, use 25 microliter droplets for the culture of 1 embryo per droplet. Cover these droplets with olive oil and equilibrate overnight at 6% CO2 and 37 degrees Celsius. G-MOPS is a handling media specifically designed to work with zygotes and embryos for longer periods outside of the incubator. You can warm G-MOPS Plus in rinsed tubes and tightly capped in an incubator overnight without CO2. Alternatively, you can also use a heated block to use the G-MOPS Plus to warm it up. At the time of fertilization check, denude the oocytes and assess them for fertilization in the G-IVF Plus dish in which they were inseminated. However, if you know that this procedure will take longer than 2 minutes, we recommend that you use G-MOPS Plus. This will allow for a much more stable environment for the zygotes and the oocytes to be assessed in. Remove the cumulus and the corona cells with a denudation pipette and assess them for fertilization at 37 degrees Celsius. If you are assessing the ichthyocytes, then you can use the G1+ dish, the microdroplet dish that you have prepared the day before. Wash the zygotes extensively in the G1+ microdroplets that you have prepared the day before, and then place them into new G1+ droplets. Culture them at 6% CO2 and 37 degrees Celsius. Depending on the day of embryo transfer, assess your embryos either on day 2 or day 3 and then proceed to the embryo transfer. If you do blastocyst culture, prepare culture dishes with microdroplets on the morning of day 3 using G2+. Cover these droplets with olive oil and equilibrate it at 37 degrees Celsius and 6% CO2 for at least 6 hours. On the afternoon of day 4, prepare a microdroplet culture dish using G2+ and olive oil. Equilibrate overnight at 37 degrees Celsius and 6% CO2. On the morning of day 5, transfer your embryos into the G2+ dish that you prepared the day before. Assess the embryos and make your decision on which embryos will be transferred, which ones will be cryopreserved, and which ones will remain in culture until day 6.